Hello YouTube, welcome back to Let's Play Minecraft. This is Dezibahn here. So, not much has happened since the last video. I was going to run out and get a bunch of wood, but I heard an Enderman, and to be perfectly honest, I don't think I've ever heard them make the noise it made before. And it pretty much scared the pants off of me, so I decided to just stay locked up in my tower for the rest of the night. Mainly because if I was to be attacked by an Enderman at the point I'm at right now, it would be a very, very short battle. So, first I have to apologize for the second video I made. I just recently got around to editing it. And wow, wow. Yeah, it's bad. The rain was a hell of a lot louder than I thought it was going to be. And I'm actually beginning to worry that this video in particular might be a little too quiet in comparison. In comparison to some of my other videos. I know it doesn't sound very loud in my headphones, so I apologize if this video is too quiet. I'm really not good at this whole audio balancing thing. So today I am looking for wood. My plan was to actually go to the jungle because all of this normal wood, like the oak and the birch and everything, I actually use that for regular building. Jungle wood, I don't, because it's kind of a reddish color, and I don't like the way it looks. Oh, we have a hole here. It's always fun to find things like this. Little holes in the terrain. You can always kind of find cool things. Oh, hi there. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here before he starts killing me. I can't remember what I was saying. Anyway, yeah, long story short, I don't like using jungle wood. It is annoying. I use it for roofs a lot, which kind of shouldn't count, because roofs take a lot of material anyway. So, yeah. I don't know. Lost my train of thought. The best way to get rid of a jungle tree, since you see they're so tall, a good way is to start at the top and just work your way down. Otherwise, you end up creating this giant pillar of junk, and then you have to create like a second pillar of junk next to it just to get rid of the first pillar. So, yeah, it's a giant hassle. And zombie dropped his armor. That's kind of cool. See if it's a little better than my leather. I'll wear it until it breaks. The thing about gold, in the grand scheme of armor, is it's really not as good as you would think it is. It's pretty crappy, actually. But it has a very high enchantability. So with very little effort, you can get some really good enchantments on golden armor, or golden weapons, or golden tools. The problem with them is they're like on par with like iron tools, and they break faster than wooden tools. So they're really not what you would want to be using as your normal, regular, usual, common item, I guess. A lot of the texture packs that I've seen will actually put like the bonus sort of armors in their in the golden armor section, just because, you know, nobody's going to actually use the golden armor for protection. Sorry. So yeah, what I'm doing here is just the usual, killing the tree from the top down. That way I don't have to worry about having floating bits. The leaves will despawn on their own if there's no wood. Excuse me, sorry about that. If there's no wood right around them, the leaves will despawn on their own, just disappear. If there is wood, however, they won't. Which is why I hate having to deal with these trees, because you see how wide the canopy is. There's usually a couple of bits of wood here and there scattered throughout it, so I pretty much have to destroy the entire leaf cover, I guess. I have to go through and take out every single block of leaves by hand, basically, in order to make sure that there's no wood hiding. Otherwise, you end up with just like a little clump of leaves floating 300 meters in the air. Which, you know, some people don't really care. I am not one of those people. It just irks the hell out of me. Okay, so it looks like these vines have actually grown enough for me to be able to get up here. Oh, hey. Convenient. Yeah, that's the only problem with finding a jungle, is you have to wait for the leaves to, or wait for the vines to grow thick enough to actually use. I want the wood. Ow. Okay. Really, that was not worth it. Alright, so I should be about at the top now. Oh yeah, there it is. So, these jungle trees are ridiculously tall. I don't know why they decided to make them so big. Really, as much as I hate to say it though, much like the real world, these jungles are extremely valuable for resources. And also, much like the real world, it's pretty easy to kind of accidentally deforest them, I guess. I've had several worlds where I actually removed a good couple of kilometers worth of jungle just by collecting wood for various building materials, like the fencing, for example. You know, it was the fencing takes so much material, and I don't like using the other woods that I have because, like I said, I use those for actual construction materials. So I just use the jungle wood to make the sticks, and that eats up the wood real quick. And look at that sunset. Okay, so I once again forgot about the 10-minute recording window I have. Uh, let's try that again. It actually worked out kind of well because I was just about to cut the video there so I could continue chopping this tree down, spare you the boring wood cutting aspect here. But I decided after about a minute of cutting to go ahead and continue recording the video since night is falling. And you know what that means? More than likely, all manner of nasty creatures are going to be coming out of the woodwork to kill me. And I figure everybody likes watching that. So here we are. Also, that right there, oh god, that was bad. That right there was what I was talking about the wood just kind of randomly being scattered around. That little piece of wood right there would have kept all these leaves from disappearing, so I would have had a little floating pile of leaf litter. It's kind of surprising that I've got 5 of these saplings here in my hand. Jungle saplings are normally really rare. I'm talking like one of these big trees you might, maybe, find 2. So it's pretty impressive that I've got 5 of them already. That's not normal. Okay, so it looks to me like my axe might not last through this entire tree. That's the only problem with jungle hunting. No, that's not right. It's the only problem with collecting jungle wood is it eats your axes really quick. Kind of have to hurry up here so the leaves I'm standing on don't decay. Sorry again if the audio on this isn't quite right. It sounds to me like it might be a little quiet. Like the microphone audio, that is. So, yeah. Guess I'll record a little bit more before I run off and check that. Oh, really? See if I get killed. Oh, hey, doesn't look like there's anything around here. Well, that's convenient. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here and come back when I'm done with all of this. And while I'm gone, I'll check the audio levels and see if I need to crank up the volume on the mic or whatever. Alright, so I will see you guys in just a few. Alright, and I'm back. Just finished removing the tree. You can see where it was. My axe broke pretty much right after I cut the video, so I had to tear the rest of the tree down by hand. Now I've got a pretty decent little pile of wood, actually. That's kind of unusual. The tree appears to have grown through the dirt. Okay. Go ahead and take the rest of this ground cover out. Okay, it was just a bush. Yeah, you'll find that a lot in the jungles too. Sorry, English fail. You'll find a lot of bushes in the jungles, which is basically that right there. It's a piece of jungle wood. They're all right there too. It's just a piece of jungle wood with some oak leaves attached to it, which is weird because you end up getting oak saplings off of them, but jungle wood. Trying to remember where... Oh god, he was hiding. Oh dear. Trying to remember where my house was. Now would be a really good time for inspiration to strike, because I am about to be in a world of hurt. Ow. Yeah, I really need to get a map going. In this game, you can make maps and compasses, but they're not as useful as you would expect them to be. Maps can be pretty useful. Compasses, not so much, because they don't exactly point north. A compass will point towards where you originally spawned. So it works out really well if you decide to stay at your spawn location and build your house there, because your compass will always point you home. If you are like me and generally tend to find a lot of fault with wherever you happen to start out and enjoy going other places to build your house, well, the compass is kind of worthless, because it'll only point you to where you spawned, which right now actually would not be too bad, because from there I would be able to find my way back home, as opposed to right now where I am steadily getting more lost by the second. Let's not go down there. Saw some iron and some coal, but it's kind of a good drop, and I do not want to break the only sword I have. And trust me, when you're cave diving, it's pretty easy to break... Oh, hey, an ocelot. It's pretty easy to break your sword accidentally. I want to play. You can actually tame those guys. They turn into just regular house cats. They're kind of... This is where I just was. Anyway, the ocelots are kind of a pain in the ass to tame, because you have to have a raw fish, and you have to move very slowly towards them while holding the fish, and if you can get close enough without scaring them away, making no sudden movements, you have to basically just start force-feeding them the fish until eventually they like you. And, of course, any cat owner knows, making a cat like you is not an easy thing. So, yeah, but ocelots, or house cats, whatever, they do have a pretty awesome advantage of creepers appear to be scared of them. So if you've got a cat following you or just kind of milling around your home area, creepers will stay away. Unfortunately, the cats do not like chickens and will kill them, like, on sight. There's actually a similar thing between wolves and sheep, where wolves will pretty much kill sheep at any opportunity, but I have noticed for the most part that when you have domesticated the wolves and turned them into dogs, they tend to ignore the sheep. Or that could just be because I keep my sheep in pens and they just can't get to them. Alright, so put some of my stuff up and... Okay, sorry, got lost. Let's see, I'll get rid of you and let's make some fence. You see what I mean about the jungle wood? It's not like red, but it's kind of a pinkish color. So, okay, sorry. Do. Alright. And fence. Yeah, you see what I mean? They're really expensive, all that, and I only have 42 fence out of it. Which actually, I guess, is not that bad. I really didn't use a whole lot of wood. But I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do. I am going to go ahead and make a couple more fences and probably make some other tools, and I will be back when I'm done with that. Alright, so I'm back. Made some more fencing. Made a couple of gates as well. Also replaced my axe. And still don't have a whole lot of wheat, but I'm gonna go ahead and set up a pen for some cows, because I could really stand to get some cows. I guess that ought to be... oh, crap. I guess that ought to be long enough. There. Alright, you don't really need a whole lot of room, but I don't want to crowd them in too badly. Here, I don't like that there. I'll put the gate there. Yeah, it's... if you end up jamming a whole lot of livestock into a very small area, it gets kind of chaotic. And I have seen it before where there's ends up being so many creatures, they just force the other ones outside of the fence. And then you just have livestock running everywhere and you wasted a whole bunch of wood. Alright, so... now I've got that done. Trying to think of what else I can do here. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else to do, sadly enough. I'm kind of stuck at this point, waiting for the grass to grow, as it were, until I get some actual usable wheat out of this thing. There's not much else I can do for my farm, and the sun is going down anyway. I guess I can, real quick, come and grab this and get some cane growing. The advantage of growing sugarcane is it's real easy to get it going. You just stick it next to some water, pretty much, and it grows by itself. And it's pretty quick to grow because it'll grow, sorry, I didn't plan that speech out. It'll grow about 3 meters tall. So you just cut it off like right below the bottom, and the bottom parts, what I just threw down there, will regrow another, couple meters on top of them. And the ones that you just cut off, you can plant next to them, and you end up very quickly getting a large field. That's useful because sugarcane, I'm not sure what I just did there. Sugarcane is... Oh god, my brain is just not working today, sorry. It takes a lot of sugarcane to make books, because it takes 3 of the sugarcane to make paper, and then it takes 3 paper to make a book. So, yeah, it takes 9 sugarcane for 1 book. Yeah, and had to do the math there. And it takes 3 books to make a bookshelf, and it takes like 15 bookshelves to get good enchantments, so you can see how it just kind of adds up very quickly. Alright guys, well, it is nighttime once again, and I still don't have any usable wheat, and am surrounded by creatures, so now I think is as good a time as any to cut the video. So thank you for watching once again, and I will see you next time.